What do you think President Trump is going to do next? What you mentioned, these are the changes we need to see. What does he need from a deal if there is negotiations to start getting the government on the right track in Cuba?
Well, in Cuba, it's a little more challenging because you would want to see the fact that there would have to be the removal of the current president, Miguel Diaz-Canel, from Cuba. But that's not going to be enough because we know that Raul Castro is the one that's still, despite the fact that he is very old. I mean, I want to say he's in his 90s. That part of the Castro family is still very much in control of what policies are being determined within Cuba. And obviously, their goal is to oppress the Cuban people as they've done for decades. And the Cuban people really have no economic opportunity. It's really the military and the intelligentsia that own the assets in Cuba. They're the ones that get to benefit from anything that the Cuban government does. And so they're the ones that really are kind of making the money, not really the poor people in Cuba, where they are just literally trying to figure out where they're going to get their next meal. They're figuring out how they're going to deal with their rations, how much milk they get or butter they get every month.
Right.
And so their goal is literally to survive. And so it's a very different ball game. So you really are almost starting from scratch in Cuba, where you would want to have a government that would be obviously elected by the people of Cuba, and have multiple political parties, which obviously is non-existent right now. Right now, if you're part of the opposition, you are in most cases either thrown into jail or you get out of the country. And I think that that's a big challenge. So I think while they are having conversations, we'll see how long that could take. Obviously, in the Trump world, things change dramatically every other day. So it could come tomorrow or it could come, in several years. But I do want to say, as a daughter of a former political prisoner of Cuba, my father who fought against Fidel Castro, I do believe that Donald Trump is really, truly the only president who can bring freedom to this country, freedom and hope to this country that has suffered just so dramatically under the Castro regime. And hopefully we can see real change in that country.